Ruby and Violet followed the Thorn Witch back to the briar patch. Ruby recognized the spot where she and Wilbur had been berry picking. The Thorn Witch ducked into the briars and led the way along a narrow path to a door set with the thorny bushes. "Hurry up," shouted the witch. "I'm stuck," said Violet. "These thorns are tearing my dress to shreds." There was a loud rip as Violet pulled herself free. The witch produced a key and opened the door. Ruby and Violet followed her down a long, dark tunnel until they reached a room dug deep beneath the earth under the blackberry briars. "This is home, my dears. Now let me show you to your room." "How are we going to get out of here?" cried Violet. "And just look at my poor dress." "Shh," said Ruby. "Someone's coming." "Ooh." "Oh, Ruby, what are those horrible sounds?" Just then, a little girl appeared. "Hello. Scared you, didn't I? My name is Spider. That's a nickname because I scare people. My real name is Bertha. Bertha Hazel, after my two aunts, Aunt Bertha and Aunt Hazel. They're not witches like my mother, just mean like me. Do you like it down here?" "No, I don't," said Violet. "It's damp and musty." "I know," said Spider. "One day all this will be mine. Would you like to leave?" "Oh, yes, please," said Violet. "Okay, I like your dress. Give it to me and I'll let you go." "But what will I wear?" cried Violet. "You can have my dress. Is it a deal?" "Yes," said Violet. "It's a deal." When they had exchanged clothes, Spider unlocked the door. "Follow me," she said, "and keep quiet. The bats are sleeping." She started down a dark passage, turning in and out of a maze of tunnels along the way. "Are you sure you know where we're going?" asked Violet. "Yes," said Spider. "We're almost there." They turned the corner and ran straight into the Thorn Witch. "All right, you three, into the dining room." The Thorn Witch sat down at the dining table and sighed. "Why does everyone run away from me?" "You frighten people," said Ruby. "And if we don't come home, Miss Biscuit will be worried about us. Besides, you can't go around locking people up and then expect them to be friendly." "I know," said the witch. "I just want some company. I get so lonely. No one ever comes to visit me." "Well, I'm not surprised," said Ruby, looking around. "If you want people to visit, then you've got to make them feel comfortable and welcome. Just look at this place. It's a mess." "I guess I have let things go a bit," said the Thorn Witch. "Perhaps you need some help," said Ruby, setting her pie on the table. "Come on, Violet. I'll sweep the floor and you build a fire." "And we should have something to eat," said the Thorn Witch, standing up. "Spider," she cried, "wash the dishes. We must feed our guests." Ruby stood by the fire watching the witch as she carefully added ingredients and stirred a large pot of soup. "Let's have a taste," said the witch. It's perfect." They all sat down and finished the soup in no time. "I've never tasted anything like it," said Ruby. The Thorn Witch was pleased. "Dried dandelion roots," she said. "That's the secret. I save them for special occasions." "Now for dessert," said Ruby, cutting the pie. "What is it?" said the witch. "Blackberry pie," said Ruby. "And in honor of this special occasion, the first piece is for you." "Oh," cried the Thorn Witch, "this is absolutely delicious. I had no idea you could make anything so wonderful with those blackberries. I can't believe it. All these years I've been letting them fall to the ground. The waste!" "You can make lots of things," said Ruby. "Blackberry jam is my favorite." "Excuse me," said Violet. "It's getting late." "You're right," said the witch. "You two must go home." The Thorn Witch and Spider took Ruby and Violet up through the tunnels and safely out of the briars. They waved goodbye, and Ruby and Violet raced for home. Miss Biscuit was knitting by the fire when Ruby and Violet ran into the house. "Oh, Miss Biscuit," cried Violet, "we were captured and held prisoner. Lock all the doors and windows." "Violet," said Miss Biscuit, "what's the matter?" "I'll explain," said Ruby, and she told Miss Biscuit about their adventure with the Thorn Witch. Later that evening, after Violet had gone to bed, Ruby and Miss Biscuit copied down all the blackberry recipes they could find. The next morning, they put them in a basket with 6 jars of blackberry jam and took them to the briar patch. After lunch, Violet made an announcement. "I have nothing to wear to the party tonight, so I'm not going." "But Violet, you'll miss seeing your friends," said Miss Biscuit. "And I think enjoying yourself is much more important than the way you look." "We could make you another costume," said Ruby. "Not like the one I had," replied Violet. "It would never be as beautiful. There isn't enough time." Violet excused herself and went to her bedroom for the rest of the afternoon. At 7 o'clock, Wilbur arrived, and he and Ruby were about to leave when Violet appeared at the top of the stairs. She was wearing Spider's dress. "Wait for me," she said. "It would be rude to turn down an invitation at such short notice." "You look fantastic," cried Wilbur. "Thank you," said Violet. "Shall we go?" The party was a great success, and the costumes were as varied as they were extraordinary. Violet had a wonderful time, and was more surprised than anyone when she won first prize for the best costume. A few days later, Ruby was sweeping the kitchen steps when she found Miss Biscuit's empty jam jars. Beside them was a note and a basket of freshly picked blackberries. Ruby opened the envelope, and it read, "Thank you, from the Thorn Witch." The end.